Dr. Azhar on stage.
Thank you.
All yours, sir.
Terima kasih. Good afternoon. So we're going to talk about networking today. So you're here because you want to be better at networking, right? So therefore, who here, I want to know, who loves networking? Really? So I see like 1, 2, 3, 4 hands. Only 4 hands who loves networking. The rest are either too shy or have no idea about networking. So I'm going to do an exercise. I'm going to do an exercise. Basically, in 1 minute only, right now, I want you to get up and get as many contacts as possible. Doesn't have to be their name. You can just get their WhatsApp, get their business card, get their LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever that they have, in 1 minute. Is that possible? Okay, so your 1 minute starts now, yeah? So get up and get as many contacts as possible. Get their phone number, their WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. No need to introduce yourself. Just go get the phone number. I see Nat tak nak bangun tu. Just get their phone number, LinkedIn. Jangan malu-malu, ya. Go around and get the phone number and LinkedIn. No need to bora-bora. Just get the details. 1 minute. You have 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. How many have you got? The one in the corner there, I think only 3. The one in the middle there looks more busy. Alamak, ada yang ambil selfie already there. Okay. Okay, your 1 minute is up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So how many did you get? Anybody got 5? Let's say 5. You get 5 new contacts? 5, nobody got 5 new contacts. Oh, how many you get, gentlemen over there? Only 1 in 1 minute. Ay. Alamak. Who got at least 3 new contacts? 3 new contacts? Tak ada. 2 still talking. So I think Jason, maybe you got at least 3, yeah? Okay, what I showed you just now is that within a minute, you can actually get some new contacts already if you decide to go for it, yeah? And basically, doctors are terrible at networking because we are so used to just talking to other doctors, we talk to nurses, and sometimes we talk to dead people, right? Make sure they are still alive. Hello, sir, are you still? Yeah? So that's why we're not so good at networking, and we are in this healthcare bubble where we only speak to other healthcare professionals. And it's fine when you are in a hospital setting, when your job you think is secure and all that. So it's okay. But now we know job security is not that secure anymore. And that's why you're all here. You're exploring, you're looking for new opportunities. So therefore, when you go out and you don't have a network already, then it makes it very hard to get new job because you don't have a network already. So you need to get out of this healthcare bubble. You need to get out of this bubble. That's one of the best advice I received before, that you need to get out of the bubble. Because, why do you need to get out of the bubble? Because of this Malay phrase, yeah? I love this phrase. Tak kenal, maka tak cinta. Yeah, it's a very simple phrase, but it's so true, kan? Tak kenal, maka, then we're not going to buy anything from the person. We're not going to hire that person if we don't feel we know them. So that's why Khairul Aming now can sell whatever. Toilet roll pun I think we'll buy. Because we love Khairul Aming. And even though the sambal so only kan. Sorry. Betul kan? Oh, so, siapa yang dah rasa tu gelak. because the sambal is actually okay only, but his personality, we feel we know him, so we love whatever he does. So tak kenal maka tak cinta. So therefore, when you want to get your job promotion, you're looking for a job outside of the hospital, people need to get to know you to increase your chances to go there. And in fact, there's some clever people in the US. They did some study already to check if you want to get promoted, which factors are the most important. And this guy, he's called Harvey Coleman. He looked at performance, image, you can call it personal branding these days, or exposure, the networking. So what are the important factors determining your career progression? So which one do you think is more important? Who thinks it's performance? Oh, betul ke tak ada orang? Hello, anyone there? What about image? Which one do you think? Is image important? Of course. Ini my students semua depan. And then networking, what about exposure? Oh, you're all very quiet, this group. Okay, this is the result. This is the result. What he found in his study, performance is only 10%. Image, your personal branding and all that, 30%. And then your exposure, your networking, that is a whopping 60%. So what does that mean? Does it mean I don't have to work anymore, just focus on networking? No. Basically what it means is we take it for granted that you can work. That we know that your performance is good when we expect that. But then after that, the differentiator is your personal branding and then your networking. So that's why we all keep saying networking, because that's the main reason why some people get promoted more faster than others. If you look around you as well, if you're already in the corporate world, if you think about who was the last person who got promoted, then you realize, oh yeah, it's true. It's the people who are more well-known, more outspoken, they are the ones who get promoted more. Yeah? So I came back to Malaysia about 7 years ago. I worked in the US before that and in Europe. And the reason I got the job back in Malaysia was because of my networking, actually. Because I was already well-known in the global team for my company. But then when I want to come back to Asia, I don't know anyone in Asia. But my boss told me, you need to talk to the medical director in China, in Singapore, in India, in Dubai, because they are the one who controlling the area of Asia. And that's what I had to do. I had to arrange a Zoom call, talk to them, blah, blah, blah. And from the start of my networking with them, took me 1 year before I got my job back in Malaysia. So it takes time, all this networking as well. It's not that suddenly tomorrow you decide, oh, I need a new job, then you start networking. No, something that you have to build over time, and when you need it, that's when it's going to work for you. So now you're asking, how do I network? How do you do that? Yeah? Because networking is such a word that most people are, I hate networking. I don't want to do networking. And these days, of course, we have social media. That's how things have changed in terms of networking. A big part of it is now already social media. And when it comes to social media, you're thinking, where do I even start? Yeah? So for professional, the best one is, of course, LinkedIn. But you got Instagram, you got TikTok as well, all the others. All the others can be used to improve your networking. And when it comes to networking, how to start? And these are the 3 things I'm going to show you how to start. For myself, I'm very active on LinkedIn. I started about 3 years ago, and then I've been going on TikTok, on Instagram as well this year to, to widen the reach of my networking or my social media. And that's what you need to do as well in terms of thinking, okay, which platform is for me? Just choose one first and then decide on the others later. And the 3 things that I want to give you is that the first tip is you need to be muka tebal. You need to be thick-faced a little bit. It's the reality, that I know you all ni jenis yang pemalu semua ni. Bila I tanya soalan pun tak nak angkat tangan. So therefore, we all ni semua jenis yang segan-segan, thinking, oh, when I put my video, when I put on posting, nanti apa kawan saya cakap kan, apa my parents cakap nanti semua kan. Then you start to worry, oh, my boss cakap apa nanti. And we have all this fear, all this question yang normal lah. Memang we always ask that question when we are thinking about putting ourselves out on social media. So my first advice is you need to have that thick face. And how did I get over that? I was the same too. I was thinking, oh my God, when I put my first selfie up on LinkedIn. So before this, let's say 2 years ago, nobody put photos on LinkedIn, and then suddenly people start putting. And now it's everywhere. But imagine the first time you're putting it, it's like, oh, do I look handsome enough? Or is it like look weird or whatever, And so you need that thick face. And the way to get over it is, we have, it's actually called a phenomenon. The phenomenon is called the spotlight effect. Meaning that we think people are always looking at us. We are thinking that, hey, everyone is just watching everything I do, everything that I put on social media. But actually, people don't. There are so many people out there. Why should they focus on you? So therefore, it's our own feeling that people are looking at us. So the sooner you get over that, then the more fun you're going to have on social media. People don't care. So I don't care lah, actually. So that's the first one, about being thick-faced. And then the second one is about understanding who you are. Who do you want to be on social media? Which part of you that you want to show on social media? So it doesn't mean that you suddenly develop a new character, that suddenly like, hey, I'm going to develop a new character like Uncle Roger. Uncle Roger is a character. I hope you know that. I hope you know that he doesn't talk like that all the time. He actually has a very posh English accent normally. But he developed a character and very successful with that, But I think for us normal people, bit hard to develop new character and then to maintain that. But you need to decide which part of you that you want to share. You don't want to share everything either. So for example, like for me, what I focus on is about, I want to make sure people understand these 3 characteristics about myself, about being kind, about being generous, about being an explorer. I'm an adventurous person. So these are the things that govern in terms of the image that I portray out there in terms of my social media. So my LinkedIn posts, my TikTok, maybe more random. But in essence, that's the 3 things that governs what is it about myself that I want people to know. So I don't post everything, but you choose what you want to show to the public. And you're in control, and that's the best thing about social media, that you're in control of your own story, of your own narrative. And then the third one is about consistency. Social media is not only about quality, I would say maybe more about quantity. I can see a few social media people here. I hope they agree too, that with social media, sometimes we worry too much that it needs to be good, it needs to be perfect, but actually it's more about the quantity. And someone asked me recently, sebulan sekali posting cukup ke? I'm like, yeah, that's my answer. I'm like, no need lah. Kalau sebulan sekali, tak payah buang masa. Sorry. That's the reality. Kalau sebulan sekali, no need lah. It's just like, I don't know, kalau orang Melayu kata macam buat tek gigi kan. So therefore, if you're thinking about social media, it needs to be more frequent than that. And I would encourage, like for me, I post every day. I post every day, maybe twice a day. For you starting out, maybe a bit difficult, but you can aim twice a week, 3 times a week, something like that, so that it's more consistent, that people can find you all the time. Because that's how the algorithm works. We are fighting against the algorithm at the moment. So therefore, to make it work for us, you need to have a lot of materials out there. So therefore, need to be more consistent. Don't worry too much about the quality. I find that that's another hurdle for people normally, that they feel that they need to make it 100% perfect before they put things out in social media. But of course, nothing beats your physical connection, your networking event. That's when you meet people and actually talk to real human being. And the usual problems I get where people talk to me, oh, I don't know how to do networking. Yeah, they say, oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to keep the conversation going. I don't know how to introduce myself. Or if I don't like somebody, how do I run away? Yeah. So all those kind of questions that people ask me. And I was like that too. Yeah. In the beginning when I started out in corporate, I also don't know how to do all this. But over the years, I now have my own coping mechanism when I have to go to physical networking events. So I know what I need to do. I go there with a plan already. And I'll share you 4 things that I think will be beneficial to you already today. Yeah? And the 4th thing is going to be about how do you introduce yourself to a new person? And then how do you listen better? And then how do you remember names? And lastly, about how to make small talk. So these 4 things should be enough for you to be better at networking after this. Yeah? So I'll start with the introduction first. So normally people go to networking event and they don't prepare anything. So they go there and then bila sampai they kelang kabut like, oh, how do I introduce myself? I'm Dr. Azhar. What do I do now? I don't know what to say. Yeah? So that's the kind of turn off for people as well, that when you don't know how to introduce yourself. So just make it very short. It should be only 30 seconds or 1 minute. But the thing is you prepare beforehand and try to make it something memorable. If you say, I'm like today you're meeting a lot of new people and then you say, oh, I'm a doctor, I work in hospital Raup, and you'll be like, oh, okay. Many doctors working in many hospitals here. But what's interesting about yourself that you want to make people remember you? I was at an event a while back, and this guy, we were challenged to come up with the most memorable thing. So he was a bit over the top. And he said, oh, my name is so-and-so. And he said, oh, and I love watching porn. I'm like, okay. I think everyone was a little bit surprised, but very memorable, and I still remember until today. So I don't suggest that you use that, but think of something memorable that people will remember you by after they meet you. Yeah. So that's the introduction part, and then after that is about listening. How many of you think you're a good listener? Oh yeah, quite a few, about 50%. Yeah. So we all think we're a good listener, but actually we're very bad. If you don't believe me, ask your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, are you a good listener? You'll probably say no. Yeah? Because we think we're a good listener, but we are not. Most of the time when we are listening, we're waiting to say something back. Then we're waiting like, oh, I just want to say this. And we're not even listening anymore. And that's why people then don't like to talk to us, because you're not listening, you're not responding. So what I want you to do from today is when you're networking, you're trying to find out as many things about this person. Yeah? So this is what I call listening with curiosity, meaning that you want to find out more and more about this person. So let's say you meet me today and I wrote about that I went on holiday recently. Then you can ask me about my holiday. Where did you go? Why did you choose to go to Hyderabad? Did you get the Delhi belly? All those kind of things that you can ask to find out more about my holiday, instead of trying to tell me about your holiday, because actually I'm not that interested. But you want to find out more about the other person. So keep asking questions. So once you get to that rhythm of asking more and more questions, then your conversation can go on forever, actually, because there are so many questions that you can ask. And again, in the US, they've done a study to look at what is the ratio of talking to listening. I think US have too much time. Huh? They do all kind of research over there. And they found out it's very exact. So good for all you scientific people here. The ratio is 43 to 57. Meaning 43% of the time is for the talking, and then 57% of the time is for listening. So you should be listening more instead of talking. If I had more time, we can do some exercise about this, but no, we don't have time. Only 8 minutes left. But there are some exercises you can do to improve your listening, actually, because we are all not such great listeners. Next thing is about doing small talk, and I want to give you this formula. So the formula is the little frog over there, F-R-O-G, and it's a simple one. That's why I want to encourage you to just use it, because it's very easy. It's F-R-O-G, and these are the topics that people love to talk about their family, about their recreational hobby, their occupation, and then general terms as well, yeah? So family, people with kids, they love to talk about their kids, and maybe some parents, about their parents as well. But if you keep asking about the wife, the husband, you have to be aware whether do they look happy you're asking the question or not. If they're not happy, maybe going through a divorce or something like that, then don't keep asking for more, yeah? And then about hobby, of course, people love talking about their hobby, occupation, and general news. You need to know what's going on around you, because people talk about things that are around us all the time, yeah? I don't like reading the news, to be honest, because it's very depressing, right? Right now, the news, you open the news, you read about Gaza, what's happening in Sabah, yeah? All the disaster happening, and it's all very depressing, but you need to know all that, because that's what people talk about. You don't want to be missing out in the conversation because you haven't been following the news. And then lastly, about remembering names. So thinking about, normally people say, oh, I'm not so good with remembering names, but I can remember faces that, yeah, I met you before, but I cannot remember your names. And actually that's a very bad thing, because if you think about it, when you're somewhere, and let's say you go to a hotel that you've been to a few times, and then suddenly the receptionist say, oh, hello, Mr. John. And you're like, oh, that guy remembers my name. And how do you feel? Really good, right? That someone remembers your name. And therefore, that's what you should be aiming to do as well. That you want to give that gift of remembering name to other people as well. And this can help you how to remember them. When you meet someone, just say the name. Yeah? So if I meet Nazira at the front, oh, hello Nazira, apa khabar hari ni? And then use the name in the conversation. Yeah? So I met Andrew today, first time, and I can use the name. Oh, nice to meet you today, Andrew. How was your trip from JB today, Andrew? Yeah? Just use that a few times, and then you can ask about the name. You can ask about what is the meaning, especially, let's say, you don't know the Chinese name or the Indian name or even some complex Malay name these days. You can ask, what is the meaning? How do you spell it? Or how do you pronounce it? And then you can visualize the name. Let's say somebody called Doreen, maybe. Maybe you can visualize Doreen Durian. Something like that. Or Sarah. Maybe Sarah Sarang Burong. Vishnu, I visualize as the God. Yeah. I just came back from Hyderabad. I saw many Vishnu. Yeah, so just visualize. Visualize the name. Don't tell the person, of course. Don't tell Doreen you're imagining durian. But keep visualizing to help you remember the name. So my name, Azhar, means flowers in Arabic. So now you can imagine what kind of flower you want me to be, okay? And then at the end, you can use the name again. Let's say today that you met someone and say, oh, very nice to meet you today, yeah? Just finish that with the name of that person. Very nice to meet you today, Sarah, for example. But make sure you use the right name. I did this one huge mistake not so long ago. I spent about 2 hours over dinner with somebody. And at the end of the dinner, I said, oh, thank you. That was very nice chatting to you, John. And then he said, oh, I'm Jeff. I'm like, oh, shit. At that time, I wanted the earth to open and swallow me, because I'm thinking I'm teaching people to use name, and I cannot remember names. But in my defense, both are J, John and Jeff. Okay. So that's how you can use names to help your networking. So again, today I've shown you why networking is important. Just remember the PIE model, the PIE again. And then I showed you how to start how on social media, how to give you a new start on social media, and tips on networking, the 4 easy tips you can use for your networking already. Because networking is important, because for me, my own experience, because of networking, I get an invitation to do a TEDx talk a couple of months back. And this was run by Sunway University, and I asked them, how did you find me? And the girl said, the one who organized it, I found you through LinkedIn. I'm like, oh, okay, so LinkedIn does work. And then the photo on the other side is me giving a talk to a university, UNISA in Kuala Terengganu. The lecturer is my friend, which helps. But she saw that I've been writing a lot about career, about CV, about interview and all that. So she said to me, come and talk to my students. They're all ready to graduate and they have no idea how to get jobs out there. So that was me talking to 200 people in UNISA, and quite overwhelming. A lot of students, all very fresh. But again, it wouldn't have happened without my networking. And then, of course, today, I wouldn't be here on stage if it not because I knew Selena and Vivek, the organizer, from my networking. Yeah? So after all that, if you cannot remember very much, our brain is very bad at remembering things. I just want you to remember this. Tak kenal, maka tak cinta. And if you want to kenal me more, and cinta me more if you want, then that's my QR code. That's for my LinkedIn. I am a careerlogist, and I give advice about how to find the best career for you. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for that, Dr. Azhar. We're going to put a QR code on stage, on the screen, and you're going to get some questions.
Oh, okay.
You can answer on stage or you can answer down here, up to you.
Okay, any questions for me?
Any questions from the floor?
I
there, courageous lady over there, I'm coming to you. You don't want the mic?
Tak dengar.
Absolutely, that's so insightful. Thank you very much. I'll backpedal. If you need it, let me know.
Okay, yeah, talking. So the question is about how to overcome the awkwardness of talking to a camera when there is no audience. So you're talking to yourself basically. And it's all about practice really. You're imagining who is it I'm talking to. So my videos are a lot about career advice. So I'm thinking about who is the person on the other side that's receiving the video, watching the video. So I'll be thinking, okay, it's that person. And then I am looking at the camera and I am directing everything I say to that. That's how you overcome. And once you see your own recording, then just keep reviewing and keep improving until you are more better. What I say about video recording too, actually you have to stay for the 5 o'clock session. Dr. Andrew over there, who's very active on Instagram. He does a lot of videos. And the thing is that you need to exaggerate a little bit because the camera will kind of act like a barrier. So therefore, when you think you're already talking quite animated and all that, you look at your own video and you're like, alamak, boring. So you have to be a little bit over. And then when you watch it, actually, it's not that over. So that's the other tip I have for that. But content creation is very, very interesting and very fun. And I welcome you to join the community of content creators too. Dr. Wani. Okay. How to keep conversation going if other person just give one word or short answers? Keep asking question. If they're still like that, then just ciao. I had that experience before. I met a guy and he's big into AI. So I thought, and then we have other things in common from LinkedIn, and then we met up for coffee. And then every time I ask question, it is really this yes or no. I'm like, oh my God, I've run out of question to ask. And I really thought, because he's dependent on ChatGPT so much, that he cannot talk to me anymore without ChatGPT in front of him. And all I can say, yeah, make your exit. There's nothing else you can do. You can only ask so many things. After a while, you pun penat already and bored. Okay. Okay. Hi, Dr. Azhar. Is it a turn-off for introvert in job interview? Do extrovert always excel in job interview? It's not actually about introvert or extrovert. It's about knowing how to sell yourself. So therefore, you need to understand what, for interview situation, what are people looking for? And then you need to make sure that you are fulfilling that. So basically, if you go for interview, I always tell people, what are the 3 things why you are better than other people going for that job? Why are you the best candidate? If you cannot give me the answer, then you are not ready. So you're thinking, sometimes when I coach people, they say, but how do I know I'm the best? I don't know you're the best, but you have to think you're the best. Because if you don't think you're the best, you're not going to get the job. Yeah? So that's the interview skill. A lot of it is mindset. What is your mindset going to an interview? I go to interview, I'm going to get this job, whatever it takes. Yeah? That's the attitude you need going into the interview. And networking is the same. But if you're an introvert, I understand your energy really drains out from talking to people, then aim to talk to maybe 1 or 2 people only. Don't think that you need to talk to 100 people. Because then you think, alamak, 100 people tak cukup battery hari ni. So therefore, just aim for 1 or 2 and then go home, happy. I talked to 1 to 2 people today. Yeah? That's for introvert. Extrovert need 100 people. Yeah. Kalau
Dr.
tak, they're
Azhar,
not happy.
I think
Okay.
that question interesting lah.
Yang mana?
Yang kedua tu.
Nombor 2. I don't like people. What is the best way for me to enjoy networking? Zoo. Then you don't have to talk to people. Only the zookeeper. Okay, one more question maybe?
No, it's totally up to you.
It's okay.
If you're okay, they can always approach you personally.
Okay.
Like, I don't know about that person who doesn't like people lah. Just keep a...
Maybe he left already. Okay, last one. Why do you choose to talk about career on LinkedIn? Most doctors about medicine-related jobs. So my career, basically, I was a nephrology trainee in the UK. I studied in the UK. And then after 8 years, I almost become a consultant already. I thought, oh my God, boring jadi doktor. Because clinic is always the hypertension who doesn't take medication. Kan? Diabetes who also don't take medication. And then you tell them, take your medication. And then they come back 3 months later, I still didn't take my medication. Yeah, that's the reality of being a doctor. I thought 20 years more of this? No way. So I moved to pharma industry and I spent 20 years in pharma. I work in the UK, US, Germany, and then I came back to Malaysia. And then when I came back to Malaysia, I saw that Malaysians, you all Malaysians, are very talented people. But the only problem, you don't know how to speak. Semua pemalu. Don't know how to sell themselves. So I was very frustrated because I want more Malaysians to enjoy the good job, enjoy the life that I had. I am very blessed. I'm very blessed. I want people to also get a chance to work abroad. I want people to get big job, big cars, big house and all that. And that's why I started writing about career. I thought, okay, this is what you need to do. I've learned this in my career. I want you all to learn that as well. I'm really happy for my team. I left corporate already, 2 months already. Now full-time content creator. There you go. But my team, before this, 4 of them is now in Germany, 1 in Australia, 1 in the UK, and I think 4 of them are in Singapore. So meaning that when you have the skill, all it takes after that is proper planning. So your personal branding, your image, this networking. So getting to Germany was possible because I get them to network. Yeah? I get my team to network. with the important people in Germany. Otherwise, you won't get those jobs either. Yeah? So that's why I wrote about career more than medical. Many people already write about medical stuff, but career, not so many. And I want people to really understand that career is a game, really. The corporate game or even the hospital, it's all a game that you need to understand the rule. Don't try to create your own rule, just follow the rule and you can be successful. And a very long answer to that. But that's why I wrote about career rather than medical stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Azhar.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.